All right, this should be the last one for our video here about making a title block. So the next thing we need to do is add in some tiny text at the bottom, or not the bottom, but in the boxes, and all of these are going to be uh, much smaller. Let's use a 0.08 inch text. And this time, instead of putting them in the center, we're going to top left justify them. So what I'm going to do first is I want to go out here and I'm just going to put my first little text box down. So we just draw a little text box and we're going to put it at the top left and we're going to change this to 0.08 and I'm going to give it just a little title in here. I'm just going to put label. And that's going to give me something to move around and copy because they're all going to be pretty much the same format. So I've got the word label in there. It is a 0.08 and top left or to the left and to the top. Okay, so I'm just going to click OK. Now I'm going to right click on him and click OK. So he's done. I want to copy that. So I'm going to click on this, Control C, Control V. Is that how that works? Nope, that's not how it works. Copy, and then I'm going to go paste and paste and paste. And is that all I need? So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I need 4. So now we're going to take one of these and we're going to put it right here in the top corner there. Don't worry too much about getting it perfectly positioned just yet. I'm just getting these where they're going to live. Okay. And now we need to go fix the labels. So I'm going to zoom in. This one is going to say, instead of label, it's going to be designer. And the next one over here is going to be part name. So I'm going to change this one to the right of that to part name. And this is going to be, double click on that, and it's going to say class period. And then we're going to go to this last one, and this is going to be date. Not that lowercase, uppercase. Okay. And so if we zoom out a little bit, we can see that they're all positioned, but it's not exactly where I want them to be. We're going to use a dimension tool to set this up, and then I want to do a parametric dimension so that we can put them all exactly the same. So the first one I'm going to do is the distance between here and this edge. And so I click on the little green dot, I click on the left line, and I pull it up. And I want that to be, let's try 0.04. So that's 0.04 inches. Now we're going to put a parametric constraint in here. So I'm going to click on, I'm still in dimension. I'm going to click on the little dot, and I'm going to click on this line. I want these to be a certain dimension apart, and I'm going to pull to the left. And when I click on this right here, it's going to let me type a number in, but if I go right here and click on this 0.04, it's going to put D4 in there. And yours may be a different number, but every time you put a dimension in here, it labels it D something. And now what it's going to do is make that constraint equal to this one. And so we're just going to do that everywhere. So we're going to do the same thing here. From here to here, pull out to the side, and I'm going to click on D4. Or you can just type it in. It is case sensitive. So an uppercase D4 is different than a lowercase D4. Going to add another one here from this to the left. Pull it up. Click on D4. Enter. And click on class period. Put this constraint in there, and we're going to click on D4. Enter. And we're going to add another one between it and the top line. And we're going to put D4. And over here, one more from this. As soon as I get it, oh, I have to hit enter. Sorry. Enter. From this point to this point, pull up. And it's getting really cluttered looking, but it's okay. These things are just for reference. They don't actually print. Okay. And then one more constraint. We're going to go from this point to here, and I pull out to the side. I'm going to go down a little bit, and now I click on D4. Enter. So the cool thing is now, if I double click on the original D4 and I change it to 0.08, all of those move. But I'm going to put it, I like 0.04. 0.04. Gets it kind of tight in the corner, but doesn't crowd it. Okay. Now we're going to zoom out. And I should have all of my pieces in there. So you can see we drew a title box. We added some lines. We deleted and put lines back so that we would have center points to constrain to. We added 2 images, the Project Lead the Way logo on the left, the Heritage High School logo on the right. We added the words Midlothian Heritage High School. We added a parameter for author pulled from the model, file name pulled from the model, period pulled from the person who starts the drawing, and the creation date also pulled from the model. And then we added the labels designer, part name, class period, and date. We are done with our title block. Double check your spelling, make sure your dimensions are right, and then click Finish Sketch. And something scary is going to happen. Finish Sketch. You're going to title it. I want you to name these MHHS- your class period. So let's say this is class period 4. And I want you to note that this is size A. So it should say MHHS- your class period -A. And that way I can tell, you'll choose the template that you made when you're working on your machine, not the one that the other class period made. All right, so then you click Save, and it goes away. Where'd it go? What it is we were managing a title block, but it's not added into the drawing. So if you click on Drawing Resources and click on Title Blocks and click on MHHS4A and insert, it's going to ask you what period is this. And so we're going to put, I don't know, 4th period, since it's 4th, okay? And we're going to click OK. So that's doing what we want. If you look at that, it looks really tidy and nice. Okay, so now we've got a drawing we can use for a template. So now what we're going to do is go up to the top left. We're going to click on Inventor, Save As. That's not what I wanted. Point at Save As, cancel. We're going to click on the icon at the top left. We're going to point at Save As, Save Copy as Template. Make sure you are still in the templates folder, and you're going to name this MHHS-4-A. And this will show up as your template for period 4, and it's an A size template. Click on Save, and now we have our drawing done. Okay, so we can close everything out. So what that's going to let us do is when we open a new drawing, you will see MHHS4A, and that's the one we're going to use. And it's going to ask you, what period are you in? And we put 4th period or 6th period or whatever. And then we click OK. And then it will fill this in. And now the cool thing